In the great Himalayan mountain ranges in the state of Arunachal Pradesh in India are the Mishmi Hills. Breathtaking Himalayan views, pristine forests, and intact megadiversity is what you can find in this region. This time I am traveling with Whistling Wilds from Pune for a bird watching trip to Mishmi Hills. This place has around 680 bird species, of which many are endemic to this region. From Pune, we have travelled by flight to Dibrugarh. From Dibrugarh, Assam, now we are going towards Tinsukia, and on the way we have stopped at tea estates, and behind you can see that there is a lot of tea plucking going on. It's the month of November and the sun sets early at around 4 in these northeastern states. Today's halt for us will be at Tinsukia. We have reached the eco camp at Tinsukia where we are going to stay overnight today. A quick tea break and it's already nightfall now. It's a beautiful full moon night and we are going in search of the brown hawk owl which is generally found in this area. And here we have spotted one on this tree. It's a medium-sized owl with a hawk-like shape. This is the second day of our trip and early morning 5 we are traveling from Tinsukia to Roing. Roing is located in Arunachal Pradesh. Now we are crossing the Dola Sadia bridge, which is the longest bridge in India and it has become operational in 2017. This bridge has a stretch of 9.15 kilometers connecting Assam state and Arunachal Pradesh, and it crosses the mighty Brahmaputra river. Right now I am standing at the Assam Arunachal border and we are going towards Arunachal Pradesh. To enter in Arunachal Pradesh we need to take a permit for which we need the verification of our ID cards. Before our stop over to Roing today, we are currently visiting a grassland called as the Jia grassland on the way. Our team is all set for bird watching on this grassland. This road is really narrow. We have come here with the intention of tracking the black-breasted parrotbill, which is found specifically in this region of India. Our first sighting were the munia birds. We are moving around in this elephant grass in search of the parrotbill bird. This grey-throated babbler bird caught our attention and it was singing beautifully. Yes, the first glimpse of the snow-capped Himalayan range. It's just wonderful. Wow, what clear water here. And finally, we have found black-breasted parrotbill bird. This is classified as vulnerable by IUCN and it is now found only in 3 disjunct locations, one in Arunachal Pradesh and 2 in Assam. Here in the tall grasses was the striated babbler giving out calls. Now a quick breakfast in the open in the grassland itself. While walking through the jungle area, I am also taking note of the beautiful flowers that I see around me. Though we have reached rowing, we are not going to stop here immediately. Before it gets dark, we are traveling ahead in the Ghat region to explore a little bit of more birds in this area. Near a small stream, we have first spotted the white-capped redstart, a beautiful bird. And also this little folktail, wagging its tail full in action. Ashish, the founder of Whistling Wilds, was giving on-field photography tips to the participants. In this beautiful landscape, some of the sightings for the day were the drongos, the jungle myna, the Siberian stone chat, the Hodson's redstart, but the highlight was the common green magpie. Oh, it was beautiful. After witnessing the beautiful sunset in this valley, we have now come back to our room for taking rest at night and gearing up for the morning for bird watching again. The next morning began with the song of the bulbul. Today we had begun our journey towards the Mishmi Hills, and in this beautiful landscape we were also trying to look out for the equally beautiful Himalayan birds. In this morning light we spotted the beautiful sebia birds, the white-crested laughing thrush, the wall creeper bird in action. We are driving ahead now again to the Mishmi Hills, and on the way some birds are seen. Let's see how things go ahead. On our way we have spotted this animal called as the mithun. This is found mainly in these hill areas of Arunachal Pradesh. Mithun is a domesticated bovine that is found here with the local people. We have stopped here to look out for some bird activity. This is great. We have spotted the striated bulbul, an endemic species to this region. And this is a quick stopover for breakfast with some hot coffee in the jungle.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to me.
इसका नाम तो आठुम्बो
क्या क्या बनाते उसका?
हाँ इससे जो पेट में जो ये होता था ना केचू ज़्यादा पैदा होता है वो खाना से थोड़ा कम होगा।
अच्छा अचार बनाते
डिसेंट्री के लिए ठीक है और अचार भी बना सकते हैं।
This wedge-billed wren babbler, another endemic species, was quite shy and not ready to come out of the thicket. And then there would be such occasional on-field, you can say photograph studies to check out whether we got a good shot or not. The flora in this region of Arunachal Pradesh is simply amazing, but the thick forests and the thickets, you could say, were very challenging to spot the birds, and more than that also the challenge was to get a good photograph or a video of that bird. And here are the greater rufous-headed parrot-bill birds feeding on flowers in the morning sunlight. Flowers of this region provide ample food supply to the birds. This is the tulsi or the basil plant of this region. I'm away from the city in this amazing jungle of Arunachal Pradesh, and here I can listen to the bird sounds, and it's so pleasing. This huge hairy bee is busy in its activities. This yellow-bellied fantail had lots of insects to feed on. This tree full of flowers had a lot of bird activity on it. The orange-bellied leaf bird was busy feeding on the flower nectar here. And this drongo was watchful for getting its favorite insects as prey. And I could hardly notice this barbet in camouflage till it flew off. This route towards Mishmi Hills is really beautiful, with hardly any vehicles passing by, and we are just walking in the ghat areas, looking at these beautiful trees and flowers. Pure joy could be experienced with the sighting of these beautiful snow peaks in between. It was a lovely sighting to see this white-throated fantail dancing in the morning sunlight. And look at these cute little black-throated teats. And now we have reached Tiwari Gaon, which is the only small village on the way to Mishmi Hills, and we called it a Maggie Point because there is no other food that we can get on the way. So we are stopping over here for lunch. And in this village was the yellow-bellied Prinia bird. And here was the yellow-bellied warbler. This beautiful sepia bird was looking great in the sunlight. The forests of Arunachal Pradesh are famous for orchids. Though not the flowering season, we could spot a few of them in full bloom. As we are walking through the jungle, we are enjoying every aspect of nature here. This green-tailed sunbird is so beautiful. It's just 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon and the sun has already started setting behind the mountains. The light is really looking amazing. And we have stopped here to take a look at these mountains and take a few beautiful pictures for these unforgettable memories. After watching this beautiful sunset, now we are going back to our lodge for the night halt, and then we'll be proceeding tomorrow again in the Mishmi Hills. It's 4 in the morning and we are standing in this freezing cold in a near 0 degrees temperature in the hope that we will spot the Scalter's monal, one of the rarest Himalayan birds which is spotted in these Mishmi Hills. A few days ago, the monal was spotted in this region of the Mishmi Hills, and so we are waiting in the hope that maybe today also we can spot it. After around an hour's wait, we could just spot this monal, the Scalter's monal, in flight. Apart from the sighting of the monal bird, another view that was worth the wait were these beautiful snow-capped peaks of the Indo-China border. When the first rays of light fell on the peaks of these Himalayan mountains, it was a memorable moment, unforgettable one. It is really cold in here and I'm barely able to speak, but looking at these beautiful views, it's worth standing here. The dewdrops on the moss and the plants have all frozen in this morning cold. The small amount of water collected on the roads is also frozen. In spite of this chilled weather, this group of euhenas was quite active in this morning. They were busy feeding on the small fruits that these trees were offering. This white patch on the road is nothing but the dewdrops frozen in this morning. Here is another beauty of this area, the dark-fronted rose finch. These Himalayan mountains are simply fascinating, and as the sun is rising a little, they are looking even more beautiful. The sun had started slowly shining on this valley, and the light and dark effects were looking really beautiful. The sun was peeping from behind the mountain, and as the light and the warmth of the sun spread in this valley, it was not just the valley that was feeling happy, but we too felt the warmth getting back in our body. These forests of Mishmi Hills, in fact of all Arunachal are quite dense, and they give protection to a number of creatures due to them being the restricted and protected areas as per government regulations. This morning has given us another wonderful treat to our eyes, and we have spotted this yellow-throated martin. This is the largest martin, with its tail making up for more than half its length. It is a fearless animal with few natural predators, all thanks to its body build, bright coloration and unpleasant odor. This Diurnal Martine had probably come out on its regular patrolling and feeding activity. On the other end, this fire-tailed Myzornis was making its mark in the greens. Every single Himalayan landscape is just stunning. And look at these wonderful fall colors. With the sun shining, simple things with the light and shade effect looked so beautiful. In this village of merely 2-3 people, we have stopped over for lunch now. After lunch, all are now geared up again for photographing the beautiful birds. The dance of the green-tailed sunbirds was worth noticing. The forests of Mishmi Hills are full of beautiful flora. Look at these huge ferns here. It's almost the day end now in these Mishmi Hills, and right now we've just spotted the great Parrot. With these beautiful landscapes, we are now retiring for the day. Before going to sleep, we are now driving down the Ghat area in search of any owl in this region. Instead of the owl, we just spotted this Indian giant squirrel. Oh wow, what a sighting! After this short night trail, we drove back to the lodge. Morning in Mishmi Hills was beautiful as usual with these snow-clad Himalayan mountain peaks. We were now checking out from this coffee house where we have stayed for 2 days with the lovely memories of this place. Lots of good bird watching and amazing landscapes. We are now going to drive from this village of Mishmi Hills back to Tinsukia, of course with a lot of stopovers in between for bird watching. Here we have made our first stop over and the views are amazing here. Let's take a look around if there are any birds here. In this area, while we were looking around, we have just spotted a winter wren. Oh, look at its dance, it's so amazing. In the sunlight was this pair of grasshoppers. Driving a little ahead, there was another stopover, and we were observing the beautiful flowers, fruits, and other beauties of nature in this area. We were 65 kilometers from Rowing. While looking around in these huge trees, we have spotted this crimson-breasted woodpecker. It's hitting on the tree bark and trying to feed on insects. It has such beautiful coloration and looks even more beautiful in the sunlight. And look at these, the Himalayan cutia birds. They are looking so cute, just as their name. These seem to make our day with their wonderful actions. Oh, they are really, really nice. Walking and driving further. Now it's almost evening and we will be soon reaching Tinsukia. We have reached Tinsukia late around 6:37. The last day of this trip has begun with a misty weather in the morning at this eco lodge of ours. With the rising sun, the birds have started coming back in action. The sun is now shining bright in the sky, leading to the increase of the activities of humans and other creatures. We were lucky to have a quick sighting of these chestnut-capped babblers. Next on this grassland was the yellow-bellied Grenia bird, full in action. These spider webs with the dewdrop shining were looking wonderful in this morning light. The Siberian ruby-throat also made its appearance on the grassland. Near the water body were other birds like the babblers, the long-tailed shrike, the yellow wagtail, the pied starling, and others.
I'm Ashish Inamdar, founder of Whistling Wilds from Pune. You can explore wildlife and birding tours with us to places like Bandhavgarh, Kana, Finch, Tadoba, Kaziranga. Birding places like Little Run of Kutch, Greater Run of Kutch, Mangal Jodi, Bitarkanika, then Thattekad, then Munnar, then Goa. The untouched regions have very special sort of birds like Himalayan monal, Slater's monal, different sorts of owl which you will not find in any other areas around your city. We are here at the end of trip of Mishmi birding tour. We have sighted around 200 species, but places like Mishmi, you can target species up to 300. You can target 300 to 400 species in Mishmi. Whistling Wilds, you can not just explore the place, also get expertise in bird identification as well as photography. We strive to target maximum number of species with great images.
So it's time now to start packing our bags and say a goodbye to this beautiful region of Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. So hope you enjoyed this tour to Mishmi Hills with me and traveling with me in this region. So if you like these type of videos, please do subscribe to get more updates of travel information.